カキーン、歓声が爆発するドジャースタジアム。9回裏、フレディ・フリーマンが右翼席へ叩き込んだサヨナラホームラン。しかし、この試合最大の主役は別にいた。7回無失点10奪三振、佐々木朗まれの圧巻ショータイムだ。この瞬間に興奮した人はコメント欄へ。高評価とチャンネル登録で一緒にドジャースを応援しましょう。それでは本編です。
No earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Shutting the Dodgers down like that, pretty impressive. But how about Roki Sasaki? 7 innings of 2 hit ball, no earned, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts for his first career 10K game. Just to note, last year in his official rookie year, he was coming out of the bullpen because he couldn't control himself as a starter and he couldn't find the zone and stuff. Came out of the bullpen, was semi-effective at times, was pretty effective through most of the postseason. Now he's been an effective starter, which is what he was originally signed from Japan to do. He's been excellent for those Los Angeles Dodgers this year. I mean, none of their starters have really been bad, but this is a really, really good performance for Roki Sasaki.
He threw a ton of strikes, and that, like you said, that was always the issue. 98 pitches tonight, 72 of them were strikes, and he was still able to have the velocity. And just, you combine all those things, I'm glad the Dodgers are finally catching a break. You know, yeah, it's nice. Happy for them.
He's finally found his groove out there. And Freddie Freeman, the future Hall of Famer, walked it off in the 9th inning with a home run for the Dodgers. They get the victory in the first game of this series between the two LA teams.
I mean, that was kind of fun. Usually pitching duels like that are a little dull, you know, when it's a 1-2 hit, you know, not a lot going on offensively. But this one was a little better, mainly because it was pretty even across the board, 2 hits apiece until Freddie went deep with the walk-off. But yeah, was there ever a doubt that the Dodgers were going to figure out a way to beat the Angels? And then Kirby Yates, former Dodger, comes in the 9th, and Joe spews out some numbers that were utterly just putrid against left-handed hitters. Like the batting average against is over 300 and the OPS was over 1100. I was like, oh no. With Freddie coming up, and then there was can't remember who was after him, but there was another lefty scheduled in the lineup to hit next. So it felt like, oh, we're in a pretty good position with Kirby Yates on the mound. Who's after Freddie? Mookie, then Kyle Tucker. So you had to think that at least they'd have a pretty decent opportunity at winning this one, and they did. Freddie Freeman, 2 for 3 on the day, 2 of the 3 hits for the Dodgers. The other one came courtesy of Andy Pages. The home run for Freddie, his 10th? Yes. 10th home run of the season, came in the 9th inning. It was looked like a fastball, but let me double check that. Yeah, a 4-seamer, 91 miles an hour, up and middle up, little bit away, not much. That's where Freddie likes it. Got his arms extended, 404 feet to right center field, and that would be it. Dodgers win it 1-0. Win number 41. They're 21-11 at home. Blake Trinan gets the win, but that is not the story of tonight. The story of tonight.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Roki Sasaki had it going. He likes pitching against the Angels, but then again, I feel like a lot of people like pitching against the Angels, who, by the way, 24-40 now, 11-22. The exact opposite record. Oh no, sorry. Dodgers are 21-11. The Angels are 11-22. But Roki Sasaki went 7, allowing just 2 hits, struck out 10 and walked 2. Here's how the strikeouts broke down. Splitter, slider, splitter, 4-seam, 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 splitter. So had the splitter working. It was dancing and dropping off the table. Then he mixed in that fastball 3 times and got some more strikeouts there. Made it look easy. Didn't seem to be too stressed. But again, it is the Angels after all. So whatever it takes to get him, you know, in the right state of mind. And he's definitely pitched better his last couple of times out. Let's see here. Against Philly in a loss, 5 1/3, 1 run, a home run on 3 hits. Then against Milwaukee, 2 runs, 4 hits over 5 innings. Prior to that, against the Angels in a 10-1 win on the 17th, he went 7 again, 1 run on 4 hits, striking out 8. So his last 3 starts prior to today, let's throw today in as well. 10 Ks today, 7 against Philly, 4 against the Brewers, and then 8 against the Angels. So liking what we're seeing from Roki Sasaki. Everything seems to be getting better for him, and that's a good thing, because we still don't know when everyone is healthy. Blake Snell and Glasnow, when those guys come back, there's going to be a couple of guys on the outside looking in as to where they're going to fit in, and we feel like it'll be Robo will hold on to his position. Emmett Sheehan probably is a guy that you're thinking might go to the bullpen. Maybe we'll have one of those mystery roster move injuries, or Roki Sasaki. Again, I liked Roki Sasaki last season in the playoffs in the bullpen, but who knows if that's what they want for him. So it's going to be interesting to see, but it's good to have options, right? An embarrassment of riches for the Dodger pitching staff thus far in the season. And yes, who else but Freddie? It just seemed like he was, Mr. Clutch. Indeed. It seemed like he was just like, all right, I don't want to be here too late. Let's get this over with. And just yacked one out of the yard. It was beautiful to see. Nice win for the Dodgers, 1-0 over the Angels. Some nice defense in the 6th. Huge play from Espinal. Roki got into a couple of jams, so it was nice to see that he got out of those jams as well. Thanks to some nice defense from Espinal, ranging to his left, diving, getting up, firing across the diamond to get the out. Then in the bottom of the 6th, 1 out, 2 strikes, single for Pages, taking it the other way. Nice at bat for him. Let the ball travel, went with it. So, Pages has been pretty consistent of late, not red hot or anything, not like the season started, but he has been getting the job done, being pretty effective. Unlike Mr. Max Muncy, who played a little linebacker yesterday and got his bell rung against Vargas at first base in Arizona. I think Vargas took the worst end of that stick because it feels like, Max Muncy didn't start today, came in and had a pinch hit appearance, looked awful. So you're probably thinking, yeah, he's probably not ready yet. Still a little bit of the cobwebs upstairs after that collision. But Vargas definitely got the worst of that one because Max Muncy looks like a linebacker and is built like a brick S house. So I'm sure Vargas is probably feeling it a little bit more today than Max is. But Muncy, I don't think the strikeout had anything to do with, maybe a little bit, but more than anything, he's in a bit of a funk right now. Batting 190 over his last month. So he really has got some work to do to get back into a rhythm and find some base hits, find some grass in the outfield, because that's a bit of a funk. I didn't realize it was that bad. 190 over the last month. It feels like he sprinkles some big hits in here and there, but hasn't had one of those games in a while where he lit up the scoreboard and took over. So that's what we're used to seeing from Max Muncy. Let's look at the average real quick before we hit the break. Because I don't feel like it's all that bad for Max Muncy. It's been higher than we're used to seeing from him all season. So when he's batting around 230, we're like, that's okay. That's what we expect. Anything above 230 for him is pretty good. And he's batting 253 and the OPS at 857, and also not bad. Those numbers are not bad. So it is a little surprising to hear that he's going through a downturn for the last month where his batting average is at 190. Dodgers with a 1-0 victory today over the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles. Don't forget to check out the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast with Travis Rogers and Harry Ruiz Monday through Friday. They give you about 25 to 30 minutes, 5 days a week, an in-depth look as to what is happening in the Dodger universe. After the break, we'll get into what the bullpen did and look at the rest of the offense tonight in that 1-0 win over the Halos. I'm Pete Fox, and it's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs and finals are here. Game 2 in the books tonight as the Knicks take a 2-0 advantage on the San Antonio Spurs. Every possession is going to matter even more for the Spurs as they move on. And if you're looking to get even closer to the action, FanDuel has a great offer to get you started. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $50 in bonus bets if you win that first bet. That's right. Turn $5 into $150 in bonus bets just for getting started. Whether you're looking at player props or just following your favorite stars, it adds another level of excitement to every game. It's a really easy app to navigate, and it makes the playoff action, whether it's the NBA or the NHL, even more engaging from start to finish. By the way, the Stanley Cup final knotted at 1. Carolina took game number 2. So head over to FanDuel and get in on the action. Get started. Again, you turn that $5 into $150 if you win that first bet. And 150 bonus bets is better than nothing. Makes losing a whole lot easier when it's not even your money. FanDuel, download the app and play your game. All right, Dodgers with a 1-0 miraculous walk-off win against the Angels. Freddie Freeman getting it done.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Bringing Kirby Yates into the game, knowing that there are 2 left-handed hitters and his stats against lefties, not good. I don't know what Suzuki and the Angel powers that be were thinking with that move. But again, they're the Angels, and it's not really all that surprising. They are 24-40, just finishing up a series against the Rockies, where they scored some runs. Yeah, but it's the Rockies. 9, 8, and 11. And then tonight they come in and put up a big donut hole. So Joe and Oral are like trying to be like, oh, Angels, highest scoring team in baseball over the last week or whatever. I'm like, so what? It's the Rockies. Big deal. Oh, another interesting thing about tonight's game. Did you guys catch that Jen Powell was behind home plate? The first female umpire in Major League Baseball? I was like, is that a woman behind home plate? I go, is Major League Baseball not integrated women into umpiring yet? And so I looked it up, and in fact, she is not full-time unless they just recently made her full-time. She is a fill-in, did some preseason games, spring training, but has not done a major league game yet. I think this was her first one, and I think she's the first female home plate umpire to call a game. So that's remarkable. And I scratch my head and go, what is Major League Baseball waiting for? Like, let's look back at the NBA. Violet Palmer. Like, that name is a name that's just in my head, right? And I'm not even a huge NBA fan. Violet Palmer first reffed a game in the NBA in 1997. She's been retired from the NBA for 10 years. NFL, their first female umpire or referee, I guess. I don't exactly know what position she was reffing, but she could have been an umpire. Either way, she first reffed in 2015. So she's been at it for, 11 years now. Here's baseball, a little slow on the uptake, I guess, when it comes to getting women into the game. I don't understand why. She did a fine job tonight. She missed just as many, if not fewer, than most of the guys do behind home plate. So I was happy to see that. I thought that was pretty cool that, she was back there calling the balls and strikes, and hopefully it becomes more of a regular thing. And then I'm sure it will evolve, and there'll be more female umpires, and it won't be such a rarity. It won't be. And look, they didn't make a big deal about it, and I enjoyed seeing that. Shohei kind of gave her a tip of the cap at the start of the game, but Shohei does that to all the umpires. It doesn't really matter. So the fact is that it's time, like there should be women refereeing and umpiring in every sport, even hockey, right? Why not? they can skate just as well as the men can. And the bottom line is that, there's literally no reason why. So I do find it a little surprising that, there is just one Jen in Major League Baseball and none in hockey, to the best of my knowledge. So I could be wrong about that. Hopefully I am. But football has had them women reffing for 10 years, and they've been reffing in the NBA for a lot longer. As I said, Violet Palmer started in 1997, has been retired from reffing for 10 years. I was like, really? Wow, that's crazy. As far as the rest of the lineup tonight for the Dodgers, not a whole lot going on. Again, Pages had that one hit in the sixth. Freddie had the other two, including the walk-off, and that was it. So give the Angels a little bit of credit. Reed Detmers looked pretty good out there. He allowed just the 2 hits, going 6, walked 2, and struck out 6. So Sasaki and Detmers really made this game fun and interesting, battling back and forth throughout the early part of the game. It's the first time in over a year that the Dodgers and whoever they were playing went into the into the 8th. So through 7, tied at 0. So that's not something you see all that often, but I thought it was still fun and entertaining, although I didn't have a ton of fear or consternation that the Dodgers were going to lose this one. Silseth came in for the Halos, went 1 inning, walked 1, struck out 1, 20 pitches. Bachman, 2 Ks, the rest 0, 16 pitches, and then Kirby Yates didn't even record an out before surrendering the home run to Freddie. Sasaki again went 7, a career high 10 strikeouts, just 2 hits, no runs. Enriquez, 3 strikeouts, struck out the side there in the 8th inning. And then Tanner Scott came back out and looked pretty good, considering he gave up the walk-off last night. They put him right back in there. 1 strikeout, 12 pitches, the rest zeros. They pulled him, Trinan got the final out and the win. Tanner Scott coming off that walk-off, his 3rd loss of the season. All 3 losses came on home runs, came off fastballs. I don't know. I might want to suggest to Tanner Scott not throw fastballs in high leverage situations when the game is on the line. When there is a possibility for a walk-off home run, maybe stick to that slider. Mix in the fastball, but yeah, the slider's your money pitch, dude. So I was like, oh, wow. Like, that's not something you like to hear, that it's so repetitive, right? The fastball is clearly not his money pitch. So rely on that slider a little bit more, Tanner Scott, and we'll all be happy. But tonight he looked good. So it was good to see that he got right back on the horse after last night in a 3-2 walk-off loss. But again, after the game, his comment from yesterday was, yeah, it was a bad pitch and he's a good hitter. Tip your cap. I'm going to turn the page and move on, right? Because somebody, David Vassay asked the question, how long does this linger? How long do you let this sit in your head before you turn the page? And, he's kind of like, not long. As soon as we get out of here, we're moving on. I'm going to forget about it and turn the page. And ultimately, that's the right answer. When you're dealing with that kind of stuff, you have to just let it slide off your back, like water on a duck's back. You can't let it get to you. You just have to, address it, own it, and be better next time. And that's really, the answer was kind of dull and, not very interesting. But ultimately it's the right answer, right? It's the way that you have to deal with these things when you're a professional baseball player or a professional pitcher or a professional athlete at all. Really, you just have to, turn the page, move on. And that's what Tanner Scott did. So that's good to see. 1-0 the final tonight.
ここまで見てくれたあなた、本当にありがとう。この動画が少しでも面白かったら、コメントで意見を聞かせてください。そして高評価、シェア、チャンネル登録も忘れずに、次の動画でまた一緒に野球の熱狂を味わいましょう。